My parking lot gate is not working. How lovely. Come on, stuck up there. Oh, Christ. I don't know what to do about that gate, boy. It's nothing but a pain in the ass. I should discontinue it, but what will end up happening is people drive into the damn lot, you know. And then I gotta deal with tow trucks and such. And that's a pain in the ass, too. So, there you go. You can't win for losing. These things, they break like mad. These mechanized things, it's cold, it's hot. I don't know, shit. I don't know what to do about that thing. Stuck up in the air there. I just get rid of that. I hate that gate. Anyway, without further ado, here we go to work now. And it's Monday, some day in February. And the magic number is 15. If I don't make some kind of major mistake, which is always possible knowing me, because I'm doing too many things at once, as always, and as a result of that type of behavior, there's always some weird crap happening. And let's see, are we going to be able to get out today? Yes, we should be okay now. Well, over the weekend we had the never-ending fight to prove that McFarlane is fucked up. You know, nobody's saying that the healthcare thing is not a problem. All of us understand that, but it is not the defining problem, as McFarlane and all of his McFarlaneite flunkies are trying to put forth. That's a defining thing here, is this union pension and health, union health. We know it's a problem. We acknowledge that. And you know, I think we should work to solve that. But at the same time, I don't think letting this management escape with full pay without having any suffering at all, and you know, they whine about not getting a raise in 4 years, and of course that's bogus. Nobody sees that as any kind of sacrifice. Or you didn't get a raise in 4 years in your 6-digit figure incomes. Poor you, as you sit behind your desk and plan the future of all of the rest of us. Your union employees, your riders, as they plan to conquer the world. You know, the mainstream media has not covered any of our points of view. They've done a very good job of ignoring our stuff, like, for instance, $30 million a year in debt, or what do they call it, debt servicing. It's like, how much is the credit card? How much is our credit card bill? It's $30 million a year, which is more than the union, benefits are, than the union health. So they're paying debt service. They complain about all this money that they have to spend on our benefits. In the meantime, they're bankrupting our company with all of this crippling debt. Nobody brings that up. Nobody covers that. You know? Nobody covers the multi-million dollars in information and communication department, which is very questionable. I mean, Prime Minister's built this huge, sprawling bureaucracy. Lots of bureaucrats, lots of non-transit related stuff. Nobody questions it, you know, nobody questions it. $2,500,000 for the general manager's office, whatever the hell that is, with all of his little favorite programs being part of that, and nobody questions that. The mainstream media never questions McFarlane in any serious manner, and so they all buy it, Americans are trained to think the union is the problem. They did it with the GM workers, and now they're going to do it with us and everybody else, and when we're not even close to being the problem. The problem is an agency that is out of control. They've outgrown themselves, is what's really happening here. Of course it's not sustainable, because you can't keep growing. At some point, you cause a bankruptcy. You can't keep expanding if you can't support yourself. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They keep expanding even though they're having budget problems. Nobody's questioning that. Well, how do you justify expanding when you can't afford what you have now? Oh, well, that money's not coming from TriMet budget. Well, that's not coming from your budget right at this moment, but 2 years down the line, it will. And then you have McFarlane and his, rail service is $2.60 a ride, and bus service is $4.95 a ride. Of course, he doesn't bother to tell people that that doesn't include the cost of building it. Take out the $1.5 billion we spent to build these things, and yeah, it might be cost effective. Of course, it's very, very unreliable to acts of nature, etc. Whereas buses, you can just reroute them. Trains, you can't do that. I don't. We don't have a media here. That's the problem. Occasionally, Joe Rose does a little bit of objective. He's broken some good stuff. There's no doubt about that. But he's not covering the union side of the point of the argument, though. He's neglected to cover all of that. We've sent him a lot of different stories that he could cover if he wanted to, but he didn't want to cover them, so they didn't get any attention. He works for the Oregonian, which has a very clear reputation as being an anti-union deal. You know that. But in any event, we keep plugging away, showing facts to the small group of people, that follow the real educated people that follow this material. And it does seep into the culture via the people that do see it. Basically, the highly educated transit bloggers, most of whom are not TriMet people. And there's been some good stuff over in that Facebook area, where the D. Williams group, Union Brothers and Sisters 1. Been some good posts over there. That's really shaping up to be quite an organizing spot for ATU 757 members, and that's great. I really think that's the best thing that's happened to the union members, is that spot there where people can actually communicate freely to each other. And yeah, there's been a few people that didn't want to hang around, but nobody understands. I don't know what the hell the problem was. Well, I don't like this group. It's a bully pulpit, or it's too much disputer. That's what groups do. They argue with each other. That's the purpose of a group, is to express yourself freely. If you don't like what people have to say, well, I suppose you can shut your ears to it if you want and just pretend it's not there. But that's not going to really further the process of getting information to you. If you're going to blog out, like people, I won't go to Al Martin's blog because he will sell out his mother. That's a wide misconception I've heard from several people that hear it around. Now, and I hear that, I go, well, obviously they have bought this urban legend about me, that somehow I'm making profit out of this, or somehow I'm getting some kind of a reward for having this blog. Like I actually, it behooves me to lie or to sell out people or whatever. No, I don't make anything on this. This is strictly a hobby. And I do it because it's enjoyable. And everything that I've put on that blog is fact. I've never consciously put up something that I didn't think was true. You know, it's all fact-based. You know, I'm perfectly willing to put my name and my face on all the stuff I'm doing on the internet. I'm not going to cower behind an anonymous handle. Now, let's talk about that open house that TriMet had. You know, one of our blogger buddies attended that and did a little piece for us. And I was shocked. I was just shocked at how unorganized that particular event was. Everybody was kind of like, okay, find who you need to talk to and go find them. I mean, they didn't do a presentation for the room, and then they didn't take questions in an orderly manner so everybody could hear the answers. Very shocking that they would handle it in such a manner. Completely without sense, actually. I mean, why would you do that? People couldn't coordinate with each other. That's why. It seemed like an effort to keep people from organizing. And then, you know, that's what they're up to here. You know that's what TriMet's trying to do. They're trying to shove their opinion down our throats and doing what they can to manipulate the public into believing what they want you to believe. And you had that Stedman guy, that guy that was giving me these weird looks when I was at the board meeting that was just trying to stare me down, that labor relations guy who's a union buster supposedly. He was there circulating around the room, but only talking to TriMet staff. And he was more or less incognito to the general public because he didn't have a name tag. So what was that all about? I mean, what was he doing there? I'm not sure what the heck he was doing there. Hopefully Jason's going to go to one of these open houses. Actually, he should go to both of them. He should have been at this one too. But trying to get Jason to do anything is like pulling teeth. He is not the most cooperative fellow when it comes to certain activities. You can't make him do anything. Although I could strong arm him, I suppose. But I don't feel I have the right to do that. Look at that. What's that white bus there? Who was that? Yeah, very bizarre method of handling your open house by not having any kind of presentation. Well, you know, those of us that watch TriMet know how manipulative. They are one of the worst agencies for transparency. If you look around the internet and you look around at things that are released by other transit agencies in the course of business, and then you look at how TriMet handles these exact same things, you'll see that TriMet is super secret. They don't allow the public to see into their operations. They don't want the public to know. They keep everything secret, you know. Other transit agencies will release deadly crash videos, for example, right away. Not this company. We don't get to see any of that. They always have an excuse like, oh, it's a police investigation. Oh, it's in court. Or what. It's funny how none of the other transit districts around the country have that. Or at least a lot of them don't have that problem.